How do you teach students the behaviour expectations? And the answer isn't just telling them. I keep seeing a similar question on some of the videos that I've posted recently, and I used to think the same thing. How do I teach my students the behaviour expectations? I used to think that teaching students the expectations just meant telling them and they'd know exactly what to do. I'd do something like 3, 2, 1, I'd pause and scan and expect students to be facing my way, silent, and be listening. In my head, that was enough, but it actually wasn't. I had some students that went silent and faced my way. I had some students that carried on talking. Some students would continue the work and they wouldn't meet the expectations I had in my head. I thought, why won't they focus? Why won't they turn and listen? I've clearly just given them a countdown. Then came a bit of a realization that I hadn't actually taught my students the behaviour expectations. I'd just told them. And I was expecting them just to know what to do. Expecting students to meet behaviour expectations without explicitly teaching it to them is like giving them a worksheet or a task when they haven't developed the skill required to complete that task. So here are the 3 fixes that I started using. First, I modelled the routine step by step, not just the signal that I'd use, but where I'd position myself, the countdown that I'd use, and the behaviour expectations for when I reached 0 and what I wanted from my students. Second, we practiced again and again. We did this until we made sure that we had a high success rate and that everyone knew exactly what it was that they needed to do. If it wasn't right, we practiced again. Third, I always narrated the positive. I named exactly what students were doing well so other students could see it in action. And the most important lesson I learned was if you want consistent behaviour, you have to explicitly teach it. Routines aren't separate from learning, they're actually a big part of it. Comment the word script and I'll send you something that you can use to help teach your students the expectations of a routine, and follow along for classroom management that actually works.